Hey everybody, good morning. What is going on? Hope you guys are doing well. Still in that 48-hour period after the win where you feel good, you let yourself feel good, but we're getting closer to the point where I think it's time to turn our focus forward. But before we get there, we got Youth Watch Tuesday where we take a look at the young players on this team and see how they're contributing. Basically, anybody on a rookie contract or rough equivalent qualifies here, and it just gives you an idea of the health of the organization. What are they getting out of these bargain contracts? So we're going to go through. Again, this is just going to be kind of a view from a distance. We're not going to get super granular into any one player, but there is some really good stuff happening with the young players on this team. Mostly the usual suspects, but there might be some guys that surprised you this last week. Not Jalen Milroe, though, who was inactive, so we got nothing to talk about there, and we can move right to the running backs. All right, guys, let's take a minute so I can tell you about Sleeper, a one-stop shop for all your sports needs. You can celebrate and chat on sports games in real time with other users. You can get the fastest scores, blazing fast sports news and sports alerts right at your fingertips, and of course, you can use Sleeper to play in fantasy leagues and win real money on picks contests. This is the way sports were meant to be enjoyed together. So download Sleeper today. Use promo code SBN to get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. And you can pair that with another promo they have right now where you can get a $20 entry free with no deposit required. So get both of those things going. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states and growing. So check out Sleeper today, get to it, and go have some fun with sports this year. Okay, so running back wise, it was a good week. Ken Walker, really good, 100 yards, really strong PFF grade, although his grade actually fell a little bit this week because it's so high. Even with a really good game, it comes down a little bit because it's hard to push it up and it's a lot easier to bring it down. So I think PFF still has him as the number one running back in football. And look, I get the sense, I could be wrong. I get the sense that people think that Walker hasn't been that good this year because there's been some consistency issues with the run game. And I guess he also hasn't had like that 60-yard touchdown run yet that we've kind of come accustomed to expect from him. But Ken Walker's currently on pace to have the most yards he's ever had in a season. He's on pace to end up with about 1,300. And it's probably going to end up being a little bit more than that because he's going to get more touches for the rest of the season, according to the coaching staff. And he's also currently got his highest ever yards per touch, over 5 yards per touch. He's never had that before. It's way better than it was last year for sure. So it's a little bit of an odd path he took to get here, but this is actually going to be Ken Walker's best season, which it's another reason why I don't think we're going to get him cheap, especially if he does play all 17 games. So just putting that out there. Zach Charbonnet didn't get the ball a lot, didn't play a lot in general, but he gave you a touchdown. He gave you some efficient yards. And I'll go the other way with this one, right? Charbonnet's not on pace to have his best season, but he is on pace to have double-digit touchdowns, which he hasn't had before. And it does show that he's doing good stuff. If he can get 3 more touchdowns in the last 6 games, that's the best he's ever done in that regard, and he'll probably do it. PFF grade's still really strong there. Alani didn't play. Well, he played, but he got hurt on special teams. Robbie Oots, again, doesn't touch the ball. There's not really much to say there. He shouldn't be touching the ball. And PFF grade continues to fall. I'm not saying that he's playing great or anything. I don't necessarily believe that he is, but I also suspect that PFF is struggling a little bit with estimating the appropriate way to grade a fullback. Okay, receivers. JSN, I don't even need to say it anymore. I made a whole video about JSN yesterday. It's going to go down as one of the all-time great receiver seasons unless we just, I guess, decide to spam the ball to Rashid Shaheed in these last 6 games. And there's no reason to believe that's going to happen, man. 2,000 yards in range, 130 touch season in range, double-digit touchdown season. It's all here, man. It's all here. It's all happening. 94 PFF grade. Very hard to get it up that high. I can't come up with more stuff to say about him because it's all been said. Horton's injured. Bobo played a tiny bit but didn't do anything. AJ Barner had a couple of catches and drew the Titans off sides on a barnyard. But his grade fell a little bit, mostly because his blocking grade wasn't great. But still, really nice sophomore season. Really good stuff. Good chance he gets around 500 yards. Good chance that he ends up somewhere around there. And the barnyard stuff, don't sleep on that, man. The barnyard stuff is really valuable because that tush push, it's really, really hard to stop, and it's probably about to get banned. So the fact that we have a team that can take advantage of it a little bit before it gets banned is great. Arroyo, on the other hand, one catch. I think it was like a 5-yard catch or something. Yeah, 5 yards. PFF grade slipped a little bit. Blocking starting to diminish. Just not really too much to say yet. Obviously, circumstances have kind of taken away Arroyo's opportunity to do a lot this year because JSN's been so dominant. And Barner's been better than I think a lot of people expected, but man. Second round pick, 15 catches. Sorry, it's just hard for me to not be bothered by it every week that goes by. I'm sorry. Especially because AJ Barner has turned out to be such an effective player. But anyway, offensive line, Cross picked up a couple of penalties, and I know I got some comments saying that one of the penalties was BS. I don't think it was. It was a very subtle movement. It was very, very understated, but I think in the NFL, unless you play for the Eagles, they're going to get you with that every time pretty much. So I don't have an issue with the penalties. Did allow one pressure. He was not graded well for this game. I don't totally understand why. I will say that. I don't agree that he was as bad as the grading suggested, but not his best game, admittedly. Gray Zabel, he got through the game, so that was good. Did give up a couple pressures. Grade went up a little bit because he's graded so poorly, it's hard to not go up. But again, it's one of those things where Zabel actually got graded as good as he's gotten graded in a while in that game, and I don't know why. I thought it was the worst he's played in a little bit. And it just feels very backwards to me that Zabel would get graded better for this game than he got graded for the previous few games. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But still rocking with him, still feeling pretty good about him, still doing his job. Anthony Bradford, really good run block grade in this game, but overall still just not even really replacement level. Allowed a couple of pressures. What else are you going to say, man? He's not the guy. Also, seemingly not the guy would be Oluwatimi. He had a penalty. He allowed a couple pressures. And as a center, that's really bad. And I believe the run block grade did go up a little bit. He can do that stuff a little bit, but overall, not the center of the future. And I think he can do some stuff better than Jalen Sundle. I'm not convinced he actually is better than Jalen Sundle. And at the end of the day, I think we need to try to do better in the offseason. For now, it is what it is. We rock with it, but I sure would like to try to do a little bit better. Okay, now we're swinging over to the defense here, and the defense, I know that they were a little bit disappointed they didn't rock Tennessee's world a little bit more than they did, but still a lot of positive stuff from this game. Byron Murphy was great, 5 tackles and a sack, really, really effective pressuring Cam Ward the whole game. PFF grade over a 74, really good. So remember, he's playing a lot of snaps out of position. Mike Morris played a little bit, recorded no stats, PFF 68. I don't ask for too much more from him, especially right now when we have all of our edge rushers out there. And while I know that he is chipping in the best that he can, he's not, I don't think he's really what McDonald wants from a down lineman. So it's a little bit of an awkward fit, but he's doing stuff that I appreciate. Knight was out, but Drake Thomas was in, 10 tackles, including 1 for a loss. There are, I think, some issues on play action, and Tennessee, I swear they ran play action on almost every pass play they had. So it was like, there were some plays where he looked a little bit rough out there in coverage. But other than that, he's still doing really well. PFF grade went way up, 65.8. He's doing it, man. He's doing the thing. And it's beyond any reasonable expectation, I think. So, hey, There are going to be holes in the game, but it's an understandable hole to have. Play action's hard to deal with as a linebacker sometimes. Boye Mafe, no stats. He did have a couple pressures, but again, kind of just a quiet whatever game for Mafe. And I mean, we're pretty much at the 2/3 point of the season here, and nothing's really kicking in, right? 1 sack, 3 tackles for loss. He's playing fine, but there isn't really a lot here. I know a couple weeks ago the Browns paid one of their edge rushers. I can't remember his name. It was like 3 years, 33 million, and that's like a edge rusher 2 contract that's considered to be like bang on the kind of contract you want to be giving a solid number 2 edge rusher. I don't even know if I would give that to Mafe at this point. I might, but I don't know. Derek Hall, on the other hand, he recorded a couple of tackles, first season sack, excuse me, and he lived in the backfield to the point where his PFF grade was incredibly high. So actually really good game from Derek Hall, and I feel like it was kind of a stealthy good game. It wasn't necessarily something that was immediately obvious, but he was really good, man. He was really good, and it seems like, if I had to guess right now, he's probably got a little bit of a higher ceiling than Mafe because he has morphed into an effective run defender, but he might be the guy I'm trying to keep around on that second, well, not even second tier, more like third tier edge rusher contract. And Mafe can stick around as more of a role player, maybe a high level role player at this point. But Hall, low key, very good game, and he is coming along hard with his game. The run, the pass rush, it's all coming together. All right, cornerback, nothing too remarkable here, although Witherspoon had multiple pass breakups. Reek Woolen, though, a couple of tackles. He's hitting pretty well. It seems like he's tackling well. PFF still docks him a lot for missed tackles, which I think I think this is like a big problem with the way PFF does things, by the way. I think they punish missed tackles too much. In the NFL, like as a ball carrier, you should be making guys miss tackles pretty routinely. Like it should be kind of almost every time you get the ball in any kind of open field, you should be making guys miss, at least one. Unless you're a bowling ball that just runs them over. So to me, if you miss the occasional tackle, it's not really that big of a deal. It's the guys who miss them over and over and over and over again that are a big problem. And I don't think Woolen's been that lately, but they still ding him pretty hard. Did have a pass breakup in this game, though. Witherspoon, on the other hand, I think is currently, and I know this is going to surprise some people, the highest graded corner in football, 83.4. Broke up a couple passes in this game, had some tackles. The work he does setting the edge is pretty phenomenal. And I think people miss that a little bit because it's not readily obvious. Pritchett had a tackle on special teams. That's about it there. Safety-wise, Kobe, handful of tackles. I think it was like 3 actually. And just generally doing his job. Nothing too remarkable to call out there, but doing his thing. And what he does at the safety spot frees up a lot of what the defense does. So I'm happy with Kobe's contract year, and I'm cool with bringing him back. We'll see what happens this offseason. But right now, it seems like something that should be on the table. And of course, Nick Eamon-Warry, not one of his best games, did pick up quite a few tackles, but I think he also looked a little lost in coverage. 8 tackles. PFF grade fell, but it still wasn't bad. It was like a 61 or 62 or something, somewhere around there. We'll talk about PFF stuff in a couple of hours, but again, there are going to be games like that. There are going to be games, there are going to be moments, there are going to be situations where he gets lost, and we're dealing with that now, so hopefully we don't have to deal with it later. Still having a lot of fun watching him, still think he's a lot of fun to have out there. Really like what he's bringing to the table here. And yeah, that's your Youth Watch Tuesday, so let me know what you guys think down below. I'm out of here. Gonna come back in another couple hours with a video on the Pro Football Focus defense stuff. See you guys soon. Go Hawks. More stuff coming.